Hello everybody, I'm Technovoid, your host, and with me is your favorite Pokemon analyst and 3-time TDD champion, Hamster Wings. How you doing, Hamster Wings?
That's major spoilers.
Yeah, it is major spoilers, but the match happened, so deal with it. But also, I'm only one thing now. I've lost my secondary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're the one with the secondary now. I'm just being usurped completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Sorry to hear it.
Yeah, so yeah, these matches I'm now looking, the video can't see the links, but obviously they're like privated for some reason, but then also 2 of the 3 games are not in doubles custom, they're in NatDex 6v6 doubles draft.
Yeah, I know. I asked at the second game, like, the link is weird. Can you guys click it? And they were like, yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, alright, it's probably not a big deal then.
So, starting off, we will not be showing off any of the 3rd place matches. That is not because... No, that is because they weren't very interesting. Needless to say, they were extremely para-heavy.
They were ridden with the yellow color.
Yeah. Obviously, no hate to either of the players that were in it. It's not
no
their fault.
disrespect.
Well, it's a little bit of Diggory's fault, admittedly, but he did do the strategy and it did work. There's not much to say about them.
Yeah, there's a lot of paras, a lot of just, like, there's nothing interesting going on with speed because one side is completely paralyzed.
Right, yeah, so there's not too much to talk about. So, instead, we're going to talk about the entire finals set.
It was a 2-0 in Diggory's favor. They're playing a 3rd game right now because the first 2 felt so bad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that being said, Diggory is in 3rd place. But speaking about 2nd and 1st, I did already spoil who is 1st. But talk to me about these teams. One thing, obviously, I'm seeing, or not seeing, that I'm surprised to not see, is A9.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to not see A9.
Okay.
I figured 5 of these Pokemon were a given.
Mm-hmm. Who are you not expecting? Cleavor?
No, I mean, I guess all of these were on my expected list.
Right.
But I figured, like, maybe Milotic would be dropped for A9.
Sure.
Or maybe, I could have seen Gambit not coming.
Really? I guess
yeah.
so. I mean, it's nice against, obviously, Boulder, but what isn't nice against Boulder?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Gambit does kind of potentially lose to Ogerpon. It isn't able to do enough to Blaziken. So yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, we'll even see in Game 1, Ogerpon kind of shuts it down.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But Palmont was a guarantee for me.
Right.
Because
Fire Punch.
It has the only fire move on Hoser's entire team. So, and since Escavalier was going to come, I mean, when you see a lack of fire, you bring Escavalier.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag 3rd place bug.
3rd place bug. 1st place bug now.
That's true. So for me, I brought kind of just my SAB plus Escavalier minus Gengar.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't see a ton that Gengar did this game.
Yeah, I mean, you were definitely bringing Escavalier. The question with Gengar was, does Gengar replace Iron Boulder? And frankly, it might have been worth bringing Gengar over Iron Boulder.
Yeah, I brought Boulder in case of ice.
Uh-huh.
In case of ice moments.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
Because Boulder wasn't even, like, much of a damage dealer in this game. It had a Swords Dance in case it was out with Ogerpon. That was kind of the only reason. It didn't even have close combat. It had Brick Break in case of Aurora Veil.
Makes sense, yeah.
Ursaluna is kind of just my standard Ursaluna set.
Sure.
You know how it is. I run Vacuum Wave every single week.
No reason not to. It's a good way to kill something off. Because the Ursaluna's big issue is its speed. It's, because you don't like Trick Room. Like, you don't want to be running Trick Room here, so without a Tailwind, you're basically moving last.
Yeah, even with a Tailwind, it's moving slower than, like, a Cleave or a Landorus.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
And Palmont too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and similar situation for Escavalier, where it's like you really are just fully depending on that bulk, because no matter what, it is going last.
Yeah, Escavalier was here in case of Ice and in case of Gotharita.
Makes sense.
That was pretty much the main two things.
Yeah,
Uh,
did Goth come at all to playoffs?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think all 3 games Goth was prepped for, and all 3 sets Goth was prepped for, and all 3 sets King Gambit came instead, which is very funny.
Which makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it's King. It's the King.
It's the King Gambit. He's got the Gambit. Anyways, cool. So that's what you're looking at. What about from a Hoser's side? What do you think? So Hoser, I think, also mentioned this is the 6 that he prepped for.
Yes, yes, he did mention that. On Hoser's side, I mean, I was hoping to see like one of the 3 Pokemon that annoy me, and I do, and it's just Milotic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've already said this, but no A9 and Arctozolt is. I felt like it was crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I guess I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my team is physical, which I mean, it was very clear that Landorus was coming,
Sure.
and it was very clear that a lot of the work would fall on Ursaluna,
Makes sense.
just because I mean, it's really good into some things here, and it's really bad into others.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this Venu, the Venu and the
And the
melodic both
Melodic.
threaten it super hard, and then honestly, Hoser's I think running close combat on like literally everything that can run it.
Yep.
Like both Cleavor and Palmont have it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll get into sets as game 1 progresses,
Yeah.
so I think we can get started.
Cool. All right, let's see game 1. How does it all start off? So what's your plan with your lead here?
My lead here is to get up Tailwind, and that's kind of it. And it doesn't happen at all.
No. Yeah, so you decide to go for the Ivy instead of the Follow Me. At that point, does that reveal the Scarf already or not yet?
Yeah, Scarf is fully revealed on Cleavor. It moved before Landorus. Melodic comes in here, which makes a lot of sense, especially since I don't want to keep the Ogerpon in on the Cleavor that can click X Scissor. I know
Right.
it's locked in, but you know.
Yeah.
Gets a tiny little bit of damage, and I'm going to double out again right to Blaziken in front of a Milotic.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah. I figured Milotic has to attack Escavalier. Escavalier takes no kinds of damage because he's kind of just a monster.
Yeah, luckily does not get burned.
Yeah.
Very
luckily.
lucky there. Yeah.
I can go for the Protect on Blaziken. It was kind of just a scout, but this turn ends up working out incredibly for me.
Yeah.
And I find out that Melodic might not be carrying Protect, which is an important thing to know.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been writing down every move that's been used so far in the game.
And from those stats, you do know Melodic's defensive spread as well.
Yeah. And right there, I write down, Banderis. There's no way Escavalier should be taking that much.
Yeah, so you already see 2 choice locks, which is very nice. Very nice encore here.
Yeah, we lock Venusaur into the Earth Power, kind of just protecting Ogerpon forever in front of it.
Yeah, Ogerpon and Ursaluna, because like this thing obviously really, really threatens Ursa, but like they don't care now.
Yeah, I go for the Protect just in case of the close combat. I didn't think Homie was gonna die this turn, and since Ogerpon is faster, it does leave Ursaluna to take a Mach Punch, but he can't close combat now because, Ogerpon's faster.
Right, yeah.
Venusaur's not doing that much with the Earth Power. It's doing a lot, but, not that much.
Kill. Now he's down.
Yeah, importantly, Gambit comes in here, and I'm not running Earth Power on Ursaluna this game.
Mm-hmm. You're running...
Or this set.
Yeah, you're running, like, Hyper Voice instead, right?
Yeah, very interesting here. I actually clicked Vacuum Wave on Gambit.
But he speed crept.
But I put 16 speed EVs on my Ursaluna. He put 32 on King Gambit, making it, I think, 2 points faster.
You guys played the speed creep game in prep. Very funny.
Boulder comes in here. I knew Gambit was going to Sucker Punch, so I encored it into Sucker Punch and Swords Danced. I think that was probably one of the smartest turns I had.
Yeah, and then this is nice and easy, because now Sucker Punch is always going to fail into a Follow Me.
Yeah, but Boulder's really bad, so Landorus doesn't die.
Brother is at +1 Quark Drive and still can't kill with a neutral stab move.
Yeah, it's crazy how bad he is.
So this turn, yeah, the Scarf, you're definitely super dead here.
Yeah. But I did need to protect Blaziken to get that speed boost. And at this situation, it's looking pretty bad for me.
Yeah, and so he's revealed Feint already, the Scarf Feint, but you... So that switch there lost Hoser the game, really.
X-Scissor did not kill.
Well, but it didn't need to, did it? Because it's X-Scissor plus the, whatever, the... Sucker
No, I mean, X-Scissor did less than 25%. But yeah, the play in hindsight was to double the Blaziken. No, he's still lost.
Yeah, damn, I guess so. But yeah, the we kind of just were talking about something else, but that last turn rock slide, insane.
Yeah, go ahead and instant replay that one.
Let's do that. Yeah, because you're in a really bad spot here. I know.
Yeah, I do want to say also, I go for close combat on Gambit. I think that's a misplay, because Gambit is so low, I would take basically nothing from recoil, and the minus defense is a lot scarier than taking the minor chip damage.
I mean, I feel like you're dead either way.
Yep, but then the rock slide comes.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was not in the watch party at this point, but they popped off really hard. I was just watching this. I was supposed to be fucking streaming, but I was just glued to this, and I was just like, oh my god, he hella loses here. I did not know that thing that got rock slide, but cool.
I think it's like the second time I've used it in the whole season.
What, just fucking pulling that shit out right at the end. Really crazy move there. Okay, so given what we know now, how is this looking?
First of all, we switch perspectives.
Oh, I could.
That's fine.
There we go.
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it.
Okay. Well, I mean, Hoser issued the challenge for the rematches, so
yeah,
he gets placed on the home field.
Well, I will flip it then. Gosh. All right. So, so given what you know, obviously you know 2 of these are choice locked. You've seen the Feint, you've seen the Rock Tomb, so you're generally aware of that. Hoser hasn't really shown any speed control at all.
No, in fact, I know that he can't have any.
Well, he does have some.
Right.
Which we see this match. We just didn't see it last match. But
yes,
yeah, he's...
You're right.
Yeah, but the Cleavor obviously, like, learns Tailwind, which is super weird, but he does learn it. Obviously, he's Scarfed, not going to be using it. Other than that, there's, like, not really much.
Yeah.
So...
what does get revealed this game is Melodic Icy Wind.
Yes. But going into that, what are your thoughts here? How are you feeling after game 1?
So, I felt like I had an advantage coming off of game 1 because Moltres' item wasn't revealed.
Yep.
And I figured that to cover for my previous lead, he was going to lead Palmot.
Okay.
And I was just going to say, I don't care, and lead Moltres anyway. And reveal that I have a Wakan Berry.
Right.
So that's kind of my plan going into the match. I think his plan made sense. Like, he counter-led me perfectly.
And, yeah.
Just without full information.
Right. On his side, what does he know? So, like, what you know about his team now is pretty obvious. You've seen the Lorb, right? The Lorb activated last match on King Gambit? Yeah, so you know most of these items. You don't 100% know Palmot, but, like, it's not hard to guess that it's a Sash.
Yeah, I know every item except the Sash.
Except the Sash. Was Melodic Rocky Helmet, or what was Melodic?
It showed leftovers.
Lefties, okay. So yeah, you know everything besides Palmot at this point. You know a pretty good amount of the sets. I don't think Venusaur has revealed too much. Melodic, obviously,
He
yeah.
he knows all of my items except Moltres and maybe a Scavalier. He could have calced a Scavalier. I'm not sure if he did.
Oh, for AV.
Yeah.
Yeah, dig it.
So
All right, and yeah, Boulder. Obviously, Boulder's like stat spread
booster.
was revealed and its item was revealed, but I don't think any of its moves were outside of Swords Dance.
Just Swords Dance and Mighty Cleave.
Mighty Cleave. I mean, that's all its moves really when you think about it. And it
Yeah.
does have one more that it uses this match, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it never matters. Garbage Pokemon. Demoted.
So as you're saying, yeah, counter lead here into Moltres, which he killed Moltres right off the bat last time too.
Yeah, I'm a little scared for, Ogerpon's life.
Makes sense.
Assuming that an X-Scissor is coming. And it does, and Scavalier eats it. Double Shock comes out. And I protect
Double Shock
to
reveal.
hide my Wakan. So now the Wakan shows.
Mm-hmm.
And we get some Tailwind up.
Doesn't actually help a Scavalier much, who
No.
I feel like really hurts from that minus attack.
Yeah, and
Nice flinch.
yeah, nice flinch to kind of cover for my. I don't know about misplay, but
What was the misplay there?
that I could have like air slashed and killed it
Oh.
because it's not an electric type anyway. Anyway, this is where the match falls apart for me.
Competitive Melodic comes out. Yeah, if the Pomod didn't flinch and killed the Escavalier there, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. So I let a Scavalier go down. Because I'm kind of panicking, trying to figure out how to deal with this Melodic.
Yeah. So interesting here. So obviously the Pomod has been out against the Escavalier several turns. It did get flinched one of them. So, but it took a really long time to reveal Fire Punch, anyways, because it kept trying to double shock that Moltres. Do you think that was the right play to deal with the Moltres before targeting the Escavalier, or do you think you should have Fire Punched immediately?
I think it made sense,
Okay.
especially knowing now that he has Banded Landorus, which can still 2-hit KO the Escavalier. I think he was pretty safe to focus the Moltres.
Okay. I was just wondering because that's something we were talking about in the call, so I was curious what your thought process was on that.
Yeah, I think because of Banded Landorus, it makes sense.
Cool. All right. So and now we have revealed the Protect.
Yeah, Melodic for the first time reveals Protect. But I Flare Blitz it in case Venusaur comes in there. That was my thought process.
Makes sense. But yeah, it has revealed. Hoser has revealed his speed control at this point
Yeah,
with the Icy Wind.
as Ogerpon is now slower than Melodic.
Yeah, which is really bad because it's super boosted and it needs to use that move, the grass one.
Yeah. So you pick up the kill on Landorus, and
I see
made
the vision here, but yeah.
yeah, I tried to Encore it into Protect, but I didn't know. I assumed that Ogerpon was faster still. It wasn't.
I totally thought I didn't even consider that. I assumed you encored into Scald so that you could just heal off of it, but and then Cleavor came in and it's like, well, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Iron Boulder goes down because it's a piece of garbage.
Just a piece of garbage. And this is bad because you're slower.
Which, by the way, it lived very easily if Melodic was not boosted.
Yeah. Logic's not that strong. And then this was actually, I think that was bad. I mean, I don't know if you knew.
What do you mean?
Well, so I feel like Venu could have protected there and let Melodic get the kill. Actually, was Melodic faster
Yeah.
than Ursaluna? I feel like, because at that point, I don't know if you know the calc that Venusaur guaranteed kills Ursaluna with Giga Drain, but if you didn't, I feel like that's something worth preserving when you know you can win anyways.
I had a feeling it would.
Okay.
But no, I think it depended on Venusaur's set, and I didn't know it yet.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, Hoser wins this anyways, but I just, that's one of the things that sort of occurred to me is this Melodic killing with a Scald reveals nothing more about Hoser's team, whereas that Venusaur doing that does reveal something about it. So...
It's true, but I had it kind of pegged for the offensive set anyway.
Fair enough. Yeah, just something worth mentioning. So that's game 2. That's so just to clarify, we are now 1-0 and 0-3. So Hoser is ahead on points right now. Going into game 3,
which aren't even a thing in playoffs.
well, no, that I was just okay. I was basically going to make a joke after this game how you have fewer points than Hoser, but you still won because this is also a 1-0.
It's true.
So the final score is 2-3 with the 2 winning. So this match, the final one, most everything has been revealed at this point, right? There's not much left on the table.
I think it's really only Palmot Sash.
Palmot Sash. Moveset wise, yeah, we've seen Fire Punch, we've seen Close Combat. Do we know it doesn't have... We do know it doesn't have Fake Out. It has revealed all 4 moves, which are Mach Punch, Fire Punch, Close Combat, and Double Shock. So you know for a fact that thing can't fake you out.
Yeah.
Cleavor, I don't think it's shown off its Close Combat yet, but...
It hasn't shown off Close Combat or Stone Axe.
It doesn't have Stone Axe, does it?
I don't remember.
I think it's Feint, X Scissor...
Feint, X Scissor, Close Combat.
Close Combat. Maybe it is Stone Axe. I don't know. I don't remember the 4th move. I don't think it's Stone Axe. I don't know. The melodic set I think is pretty much seen. Competitive. Huge to know that. Although I guess you kind of expected that anyways, because like it's not Marvel Scale or whatever. Not Marvel Scale, the other one.
It is Stone Axe.
It is Stone Axe. Okay. Is the melodic with competitive? Is there anything else it could have been? Because obviously without like a Flame Orb, I feel like it's not going to be a Prism Scale or whatever the fuck it's called.
No.
So it's definitely competitive. You were expecting that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, you don't have an Intimidator, I don't think.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but it makes sense. But yeah, we've seen Protect, we've seen Hoser's Speed Control, we've seen the Scald. Do we know its 4th move? I'm not sure. I don't remember what its 4th move is.
It showed what? Protect, Icy Wind, Scald.
I don't know if it's short of 4th move.
I don't know. You're making me check again.
Why'd you close it?
It's Recover.
Recover. I don't think it's shown that. Honestly, I think Gambit might be the least info you have. I mean, it is just like Life Orb Sucker. Like, that's all it really needs to do. That's all the information you really need on it. You do know its speed. You do know it's a speed.
There's a very important piece of information that I would have liked to have in this match, and I didn't.
Yes, we will get there. So there is still one question about King Gambit that will come up later. Venusaur, honestly, you haven't seen too much, but you do know the Protect, and like you said, you predicted the set generally, so not a big deal. And Lando's obviously pretty revealed on your side. Ursa Luna's been played pretty close to the chest, I feel. Like, we've seen Protect and Blood Moon, but I think that's it.
Protect, Blood Moon, and a Citrus Berry, yeah.
And a Citrus Berry. Like you said, Vacuum Wave is likely from you. I think you've run it every week, so that's a expected point. But the Earth Power versus Hyper Voice has not been revealed. Has Ogerpon shown off all 4 moves? Is there still a chance of Spiky Shield on it? It has shown all 4?
Yep.
Okay. Boulder still hasn't revealed anything. Doesn't matter. It's a sack.
Yeah, so my mindset actually changed going into this game on how to win.
Talk to me.
And it was more than just Boulder.
Okay.
It was A, Boulder's useless.
Sure.
Treat us as a sack. B, stop getting Tailwind up early. It doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Try to end game with Tailwind.
That makes sense.
Those were the 2 main things that I changed my approach on in this match.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Escavalier? Because Escavalier obviously is very nice into this team, but it's been threatening early and then not getting kills that it needs to potentially get. So how do you feel about the Escavalier usage going into game 3?
No, Escavalier was doing exactly what I wanted.
Okay, cool. Just which is basically just threaten or what?
It just sits there. It can't really die for a while, and it just gets chipped.
It gets good damage. That makes sense. Yeah, which is what it has been doing. So okay, cool. Let's go into game 3. How do you feel? Do you think Hoser's lead is going to continue to try and counter the Moltres, or do you feel like he's going to go for something else?
I feel like I feel like it's confusing when an opponent does the same lead twice in a row.
How do you mean?
Uh, because it's weird to see a lead not adjust, I think is the weird thing.
Okay.
So I think that it would make sense to plan for Moltres,
Okay.
but yeah, this is the first time I'm not gonna lead it. And I've never seen Venusaur lead, so I lead Ursaluna instead.
Dig it.
And then Venusaur leads.
Yeah, because the Ogerpon has basically had to switch out like immediately, like at the start of every match. So
Yep.
there's that Pawmont.
Yeah, this is a horrible lead for Ursaluna, so I switch into Iron Boulder, and I'm like, yeah, kill this guy.
just destroy him. I don't need him.
I do get off my nice little Ivy Cudgel into that guy. Boulder eats the close combat. It's probably like the second time it's ever lived a hit in its life.
Yeah, and there's the Sludge Bomb reveal, which, was obvious, but still definitely hurts because, yep.
Yeah.
Did you
I
want
go
that
for
to
the follow
happen?
me. Yeah, but Venusaur protecting I wasn't quite expecting, so
Okay. Does that kill? I doubt that kills, right?
no, of course not. It's an Iron Boulder.
Right. So yeah, now the Monk Punch is going to take that out. The Melodic is here. At this point, you're in trouble.
A little bit. This is not a great start for me.
Yeah, Tailwind up with the Ursaluna coming in is nice.
Yeah, it does give me a little bit of a lease on life to hit this Melodic. I was kind of surprised it didn't die. Even more surprised that it didn't just kill Ursaluna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this
So
this gets rough for you because this Moltres, I don't think it leaves the match until it dies, and it just starts getting beat the fuck up.
yeah, but this is kind of weirdly the position I want Moltres to be in. Fiery Wrath takes out Melodic, which was honestly a kind of a surprise to me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Moltres was going to get Berserk this turn, and it didn't.
Uh-huh. Yeah, cause it was yeah, it was at 23%. It did 22 last time, so I guess it was like it was just a slightly higher roll. I think Hoser mentioned trying to go for the double protect there. Like he
Yeah.
didn't, but he mentioned like wanting to. I don't know what the situation was exactly.
Yeah, I was hoping to have Berserk this turn, and then I would just take out Venusaur.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So instead, I have to adjust and double the Venusaur. However, it gets crit.
Yeah. I mean, it would have died this turn regardless because of the double, so you just end up getting some chip on the Lando. But that, I'm pretty sure the calc was done by Okarari, who knew the Venus set. I think that was like a 30% chance to Oko on a crit.
Yeah, something like that.
Bro's bulky AF.
But I did double the Venusaur, so the only difference is that Venusaur would have attacked.
Yeah. I don't, but Venu obviously can't kill through AV anyways.
Not onto
Escavalier,
now.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, this Moltres is in a shit position right now.
I think Moltres is in a great position.
Bye-bye. Kowtow Cleave, you know what? Yeah, it works. You're faster. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah. Get off a little Fiery Wrath that I wasn't expecting to get off. Blaziken comes in. I figure it's always a great time to bring Blaziken in when Landorus is already on the field.
Yeah, but at this point, like, where Hoser is like... So, yeah, actually, let's talk about this double protect.
Yeah. What about it?
Well, like... What was the thought like what was the benefit of the extra turn? Just the scout? Because you know what these things have. Obviously with the Blaziken you're going for the speed boost, but for the is the protect on the Moltres just because he's going to expect the protect on the Blaziken, and so he's going to target the Moltres, so you just also want to...
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just, yeah, wanted to make sure that was the thought process.
I want to stall the full turn to get Blaziken the speed boost rather than just stalling Blaziken.
Gotcha. Yeah, because if you get the speed boost on Blaziken, then Hoser also needs to be thinking about Blaziken. Because at this point, this does force Hoser to Sucker Punch, right? No. Does he?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
But he does go for it anyway, which I think makes sense.
Okay. I was gonna, cause I was thinking like at that point, like, do you sucker the Moltres? Because if Moltres at this point gets up the Tailwind, which it does, that's potentially bad with the Ursaluna in the back. Although I guess it
Yeah,
doesn't matter
but
too much. It's,
Sucker
yeah,
wouldn't have hit Moltres because it went for
yeah,
Tailwind.
yeah, true enough. So yeah, goes for it there. Makes sense. Unfortunately, the Tailwind is up. Luckily, I mean, yeah, it does outspeed there. So I mean, it basically comes down to these two.
It was way too important for me to get rid of the Gambit at that point, because Ursaluna can't hit it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. We were, yeah, in call we were talking about how it probably made more sense for you to go. I guess it no. We were talking several turns earlier, or I don't fucking remember, but it was a question of close combat versus flare blitz, and it was like close combat because the defenses don't matter. You just don't want to kill yourself off of recoil, but that ended up not mattering.
Yeah.
And here it is.
The,
Do you want to talk about this before we go in? Because everyone was under the impression the match was over at this point. You knew the match was over at this point.
I wasn't sure the match ended this turn,
Okay.
but
Bro living with that phantom sash.
I knew that couldn't kill Ursaluna.
That's crazy, man.
That was a max roll.
That's insane.
And you know what makes it more insane?
What?
If I had enough speed on Ursaluna to outspeed Keegan Gambit, then it dies.
Oh yeah, because you would have to move like 4 more points over.
Yeah, from HP.
And then that would have killed Forbearance. Jesus. I mean, what a photo finish for finals this season. That was an insane set. I mean, so close throughout the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I slept for 10 hours after this set.
That's like 9.5 hours more than you normally sleep in a week.
Right?
in a week. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So honestly, like this is the part where we like offer advice, but Hoser honestly played this so fucking well.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
like incredibly well.
incredibly. I mean, most people who end up in playoffs, they have to deal with some timer. Hoser ran through Meteor Bower, ran through Diggory, 2 of the strongest players in our division, and then put you in such a bad spot for so long, and you just managed to eke it out in a very crazy game. But just Hoser really killing it.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Seriously well played.
Yeah, very very well played. I mean, we went from the season just barely making it into playoffs. I mean, not barely. I don't think fourth had a chance at beating Hoser's spot out, but basically, I mean, going from lowest seed all the way up to finals against you is crazy. Going through just the roughest playoffs possible and just coming out on top. So, really great season. Any final notes just on the season in general, just from anybody?
If I had a nickel for every time I won TDD with an S tier bear, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
What's the other bear you won with?
Urshifu.
Oh, did you win a season with Urshifu?
Yeah, Urshifu was season 4.
Oh, I don't even remember. If I had a nickel for every time you had a Registeel frozen in season 1, I would have like 10 nickels, which, you know, I could buy like a fourth of a soda. Because, you know,
Inflation.
inflation's a bitch.